What is going on, guys? Hey, it's your boy Manny B here with the Skinny Water Boys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Guys, I have a little treat for y'all. A few of you have been asking me this, what I take on the water, what's to give them an idea of what they need, especially if you're just getting started and no idea what to take, because you have limited space on the kayak and you cannot take literally everything with you. Let's jump right into that, guys. Hopefully it opens your mind, shows you what you might need to get you started for river runs. Let's go. Guys, so first off, it's always one of the questions, I would say the number one question I get is how many rods I take, and then what kind of tackle you take for the river if you've never been there. So I usually take about 3 rods at the most, no, 3 to 4 rods at the most, depending on where I go. If it's a really skinny waters, I will take 2 to 3 max, because I do not want to be fumbling my rod everywhere. But let me show you what rods I take. So normally I take one with fluorocarbon that I can throw a chatterbait, wacky rig, Senkos, anything like that. And I can throw a lot of stuff on this ducket rod right here. It's a Ghost one. It is a 7.3 heavy action. You can throw a ton of different things on there. I have it with a Mach 2 Lose speed spool with 20-pound fluorocarbon. Got a chatterbait on there right now. And then always have a rod with braid, frog rod, jig rod, anything you want to throw into some hairy stuff. I like to have the jig rod. And then even though I'll be fishing these clear rivers, I can still catch some big bass with this braid. You just gotta give them a little lead time. Don't throw it right on top of them. But I have it on an H2O Express 7.3 rod, heavy action, with a Corrado 200 with 50-pound Power Pro braid. So those are the 2 conventional rods. Then, and if you've been watching my channel for a minute now, I love taking swim baits on the river. So if I have a lot of room and I'm not worried about getting hung up or just casting into trees too much, I'll take my 8-foot Daiwa. It's an extra heavy, fast tip rod. It's it's up to 10 ounces, 2 to 10 ounces. You got this big old hill country floating gill on right now with a Tranix 400, 25-pound fluorocarbon. Then if I'm in some really hairy, skinny waters, I'll take this custom swim bait rod. Dude, this thing's a beast. And so this custom swim bait rod is made by J Rods Fishing Rods, and dude, let me tell you, this thing is a freaking beast. I can throw some heavy lures on there in skinny waters. With it only being 7 foot and it's a heavy to moderate fast 3 to 8 ounces, let me tell you, I can throw like a 4 or 5 ounce lure, just be flipping and pitching, no big deal. It's like a broomstick, but when you want it, like I have used it before in the really skinny water, man, let me tell you, it really helps out, because an 8-foot rod would have been way too much. Always take my McCain Beast 7.6 with a Corrado 200 and then 50-pound braid. Let me tell you, I throw glide baits on there, lighter glide baits. I can't even talk. Lighter glide baits on that one, and that one's, I just love it. I can throw some fluorocarbon on there or not, braid, whichever. It don't matter to me. So that's the rods. Terminal tackle. The terminal tackle, I usually store right underneath the seat. And then I have some right there in the back. This one right here mainly has jigs, spinner, chatterbaits, frogs, all that jazz. Then I have another one. I put the spinner baits in there because this is my swim bait box. Check it out. Boom, swim baits, all that jazz. Then I bring this guy full of soft plastics. Always got to have the hog trough, measure your fish so you can record it and keep track of when you're getting better. All right, and then I take a ton of water. Everybody always says, like, you drink so much water, man. Like, dude, I gotta drink a lot of water. That's just me. I don't know how you are. This is how I kayak fish on the river. So check it out. And then the center hatch, let's check it out right here. The center hatch, I got some baby wipes, some napkins. You know what the baby wipes are for, just in case. Always got a sandwich with me, some food. I gotta have food on the river. You know, wallet, phone, extra GoPro batteries. I leave them in rice just in case you accidentally get something wet. You can throw it in there afterwards. Always bring some rags. I love taking rags. So I love taking rags because I get to dry off my hands if I get them wet, and when I gotta get on the phone or something like that, I don't get the, you know, your phone soaking wet. But if you don't have like a dry storage hatch like that, I would highly recommend bringing a Pelican case, the ones they sell at Academy, the big ones, like the big old yellow one. I love taking that. Whenever I take my Kusa HD out, there's no dry storage like a center hatch like that, so I take that deal. I take two of them, one in the center hatch, one below my seat, with batteries, phone, and rag. So there you have it for that. I take my line cutters edition net. You can't go wrong with a Werner paddle. This thing is adjustable. I absolutely love Werner paddles. I love them so much because they are extremely light paddles, and you cannot go wrong with a light paddle on the river, or even just kayaking in general. All right guys, so literally that's it for a day trip. That's all I take, because I'm only gonna be out there for, you know, 5 to 8 hours depending on the day, maybe 12. If it's a 12-hour day, I'll take like probably, I would say 14 to 15 water bottles. If not, I'll just take a big old case, like a big old jug, whatever I got available to me, and then the amount of food you take. So it's all about preference, personal preference. That is the major thing in kayak fishing. So if you ever hear somebody telling you like you got to do this, you got to have this, like they're just trying to sell you something. So I'm just telling you what I take, and less is more on the kayak scene, or less is more when you're ever on the water on a kayak specifically. And everything is, I can't stress this enough, it's personal preference. If you guys have any questions and want to see anything else, or how to set up a different kayak, or overnight trips, anything like that, what I take, I can definitely do that. Let me know down in the comments below. Hey guys, so thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all. That's how I set up my kayak for river fishing or even lake fishing for the day. If you're new here guys, hit that subscribe button, consider subscribing, and give it a video a like if you want to see more of the content like this. I'll see you on the next episode of the Manny B and the Skinny Water Boys.